Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Dr. Oscar Baishimori, personal development life coach that specializes in sharing information, philosophies, strategies, and life skills that empower people to live above mediocrity in every area of their personal life. I feel it is very important for me to add some few lines to the controversies that is going on about Phyna, the sister that had an accident from Dangote's reckless drivers, and the efforts of VDM to salvage the situation and get Dangote's attention to helping Phyna's sister regain her life back. Particularly the drama that exhumed a day ago on the interview that she granted a lady in UK who has not much to offer because what she's known on Facebook is Toto and prick. A situation where you leave somebody who can actually add a voice to your situation and you go to somebody who cannot add anything. Instead, we debit the emotional trust in that situation. This now made me remember a lecture that I delivered to some teenagers today, and I feel I need to share some tips to us. Human does not change really. When I say human does not change, I don't mean that people cannot improve their life. People can improve the quality of their life. But human being remain human being. When you talk about human being in Europe is human being in Nigeria. We have the same thing in our system that make us human. The digestive system is the same. The respiratory system is the same. There are default behaviors of human everywhere. Acts that constitute bad behavior in Europe is the same act that constitute bad behavior anywhere in the world. So that's why one of the things people need to learn. We are personal development experts that teach people life skills that people need to acquire. But unfortunately, we don't have the followership enough on Facebook or all the social media, because in social media, the algorithm does not really support facts. What the algorithm push mostly is funny things, you understand? Because we've not devised a funny means of delivering these messages, it's difficult for a lot of people to learn. But however, within the limit of followership we have, a lot of people have been transformed by our teachings. There is something that drives human emotion by default. Until you understand this bias, we call it bias, that drive human emotion. An average human being experiences default bias. Let me explain. I will not have time to go through all those bias, but I will mention there's something we call confirmation bias. When you are looking for something to justify what the decision you have already taken, you are just looking for any line that will reinforce the decision you have taken. It's a natural instinct of human being. That's why after exam, you go and be reading, looking for what support the choices you've made in the exam. So you are looking for, when you say, you will not even notice those things that did not support your choices. Apart from all this confirmation, conviction bias, appearance bias, group bias, blame bias, and superiority bias, let me talk about blame bias. The reason for this conversation is on blame bias. Blame bias is a situation whereby it's a natural instinct to absolve yourself of any blame in any situation. That's why those who learn from experience is those who have understood this bias, that it is a human nature to absolve yourself from any mistake that you have committed. And that is what is driving Phyna. Phyna is doing everything to absolve herself from the entanglement she suddenly finds herself in the midst of this coma. And that's what drives her to the very person that will make her matter worse. That lady in UK, I don't know her name. Blame bias is something that is inhuman, where you don't want to feel that you are responsible for your mistakes. It is an ego thing. It's a natural instinct. That's why when people lose money in a business, instead of looking at the role they play, the wrong assumptions that they made, they will be looking for somebody to blame. This is the reason why when somebody fail exam, he doesn't see himself as the one who failed. He will say, they fail me. It's an instinct. It's a human nature. But you see, when you come to our class as knowledge center group, you will recognize these natural biases and be able to live above it. That is when you'll be able to own your mistakes, take responsibility for your errors. And that is why you will be strong and bold enough to say, I am sorry. It takes courage to say, I am sorry. This statement that I made a mistake is for strong, courageous people. It's not for idiots. It's not for mediocres. When you get to that level in your life where you can own your errors, you are fully matured. And unfortunately, ignorant people think that you're not saying I am sorry is what makes you so strong. No. Now, when I listened to Blessing CEO this morning, I got to know that Phyna had wronged Davido in the past. And now, this is the time to use that capital asset to find a solution to her problem. That capital asset. You know, when you have a Davido as a friend, but when you know him and the guy know your name, that's a capital asset on its own. Now, this is the time to use that capital asset, but you know what? She cannot use it. But she didn't have the courage enough. She's not strong enough. She's not mature enough. She has not personally developed herself enough to know, you know what? I am sorry, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Help me. And this is another thing to show that, when your motive is more of money, you will flutter. I just hope that she's able to get help and get this problem solved for her. For you to see that all bloggers went mute on this issue, everything that has to do with attending to the awareness created by DBM, what you should understand. She shouldn't have left Verydarkman out of this front line. You have VDM on your front line. You have won the battle 50%. Honestly, for those who want to learn wisdom, simple wisdom, follow us on Knowledge Center Group. Share our video. Drop your comment if you have anything to say. We need your followership. We need your support so that real fact, raw fact that help people overcome mediocrity can go viral. Thank you. Bye.